I mean, there are many different ways to approach this, because it really all comes down to, it's really about the self and like sort of self-worth. And I think a lot of it can be combated, if you like, by getting ahead of the conversation, by taking leadership on the solution and the meeting that you have with those clients. So when it comes to pitching, you're confident in the solution that you're putting forward, but then it starts to fall off a cliff when it comes to the money conversation. And I think one of the challenges that we have is to be confident throughout that process, to know within ourselves that what we're doing here is worth that money. And that does take practice. It takes some mindset work, but ultimately, it comes down to a real sense of self-worth and self-belief, and seeing this as simply an offer. Here is a problem that you and I, me and the client, have articulated together. Here's a problem. Here is a solution. You can work with me if you want. I can make this happen for you. It's entirely up to you. And if you would like to work with me, this is how much it costs. And you don't even blink, because you know full well deep down that you have the stuff to deliver on that project. And yeah, it takes practice, and it takes affirming to yourself that it is worth it, because people buy from confident people. It's like, if you feel confident, they feel confident. It's a weird transfer of energy. If you come to the table, even if you have the best skills in the world, and you could build them as a system that's totally bespoke, you could do them an amazing brand guideline, set of brand assets, whatever it is, you could do all that stuff. But if you come to the table and you kind of shrunk it down, you're a little bit small, you're a bit hunched over, you're umming and ahhing a lot, those are the things that will just not instill confidence in that person. So what's interesting hearing you say that, Alfie, is that actually when you feel that your confidence is diminished in that moment, that possibly comes across as a bit of a surprise to that client, because you've been confident to that point. So yeah, I guess it's a case of just powering through and taking real ownership over what you're offering. Know that it's worth it, and see it as an offer rather than a sale. It's something that they can choose to buy rather than something that you must sell. I'm often doing this. If it's podcast, you won't be able to see, but we put the client on like a pedestal up here,
yes, we do.
And we see ourselves. And we see ourselves as down here, almost with the begging bowl out. Can you, I can make those website amends. I can write that article. Please give me some money to do it. When really we should be seeing it as equal. If not completely the other way around, that this client is lucky to work with you. In a way, if you can change your mindset to that, you will have your pick of the work. And to go back to the niching question of earlier, if you can make your clients' goals your own through a niche, i.e. those charities, I really want to see those charities succeed. But if a charity came to me and it didn't look like they had the stuff to make that happen, I wouldn't work with them. If they came to me and they seemed, scattered and uninspired and just not really like they were going to make the best use of my time, then I wouldn't work with them. It very rarely I think only happened once, but yeah, that again. So niching and choosing a client whose values and objectives are very similar to your own can help with that conversation about money as well, because then it's like you say, Stephanie, it's like a relationship where you're both just wanting the same things, rather than it being sort of butting heads over some details or financial concerns.